That should be working now, right? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, now we're live. All right, that was unfortunate. I already finished that last fight. So I could just save the clip for that to upload it. But now, so again, we're still making our way. The goal here is to make it to Mirage Tower, so there's 3 fights along the way. We just finished the first one. So now I'm gonna plan out the second fight. So the next fight here is a double battle. And this is one that's... Maractus is gonna come into a huge play here for this. So let's see here. So yeah, I looked at it a little bit, so I'm gonna... Let's see, we're gonna prep this a little bit. But I think the plan was... So, leading Maractus and Talonflame, I can double down the first two, the Gigalith and the other Maractus. Let's see. Okay, Miracle Seed, Leaf Storm always KOs Gigalith, doesn't have Sturdy, and Acrobatics always KOs Maractus. Let's see, can it go for a Spiky Shield? Let me check. Protect. Yeah, default is +6. If its AI's first turn on the field and not a double battle, it's -1. If your Pokemon is poison, cursed, leaf seed is +1. Yeah, so it should only be like a +6 here, which is good because Weather Ball is a slow KO. So it should never go for Spiky Shield. So after that, that'll bring in the Nidoking and the Gastrodon. So I think the plan was pre-damaging Maractus, and then two-shotting the Nidoking with Acro on Talonflame, because yeah, Talonflame's not at risk of being KO'd by Muddy Water after the Sandstorm chips. Yeah, I think at most it's gonna take 3 chips of Sandstorm. So 3 divided by 16. That'd be 18.75%. Yeah, that'll... Yeah, that would only be... Oh, no. 100 minus 18.75. That would just be at 81.25, yeah. Yeah, because it's 1, 2, 3. So I can pre-damage Maractus to be dead to both Nidoking and Gastrodon. And I would KO the Nidoking before it gets hit, so it'd only be taking an Ice Beam. So then from there I can just switch to Togedemaru, and then fake out, switch Maractus back in, KO with Leaf Storm, even with the Rindo Berry. Yeah, that looks right. Let's see. Hello everyone in the chat. Hope you all doing well today. Yeah, we're just prepping for this next fight here, so but we should be good to go. So let me get things situated here. So I need Togi for this. Yeah, and then so I don't. Yeah, this isn't a true double battle, so I don't have to worry about the order. So Talonflame, Maractus. And then Togedemaru. And I don't think I need any other thing here. Let me just double check. Yeah, this isn't a true double battle, it's just a regular double battle. Yeah, so turn 1, KO, Gigalith, and Maractus. So I should have Maractus pre-damaged to 102. So it shows that it's dead to Ice Beam. And it'll always be dead to Nidoking. But yeah, Jared the Maractus, he's my new addition. He's actually kind of the savior of this run. I mentioned earlier, but the stream didn't go through that. I was in desperate need of a grass type and a mon that has Protect, which Jared does, so. Yeah, so let me just pre-damage him really quick. To 102 HP. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, and I don't need to worry about Sandstorm Chip on the Talonflame. Yeah, and then I just need Aspire Berry on Togedemaru for the Ice Beam. Alright. Looks good. Yeah, let me just triple check I didn't miss anything. No Focus Ashes, no Sturdy. we should be good here. Alright. I think this is all the prep we need. So let's go ahead and head on over to the fight. So we just did this one. Next one is up here. Yes. So let me save. Let me just triple check my items here. So no item on Talonflame, Miracle Seed, Aspia Berry. Yeah, I think this is this is just a 3-mon line here. Fake out, switch back in. Yeah. I'm gonna start right now, don't worry. It's hold your horses. Really can't rush these things, because gotta make sure you've planned everything, accounted for everything. Alright, Ruin Maniac, Brian, and Picnic or Celia would like to fight. So this is double battle. So this isn't a true double battle, it's just 2 separate trainers. So this is where Jared is gonna really shine here. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna KO both the Maractus and Gigalith just to get them out of the way. So Acrobatics the Maractus and Leaf Storm the Gigalith. So Maractus goes down. And Leaf Storm takes out Gigalith. Alright, so the first 2 are down. There's only 2 more left. We'll take a little bit of Sandstorm Chip. But all that's accounted for, so the 2 mons are left. We have Nidoking and Gastrodon. So for these 2, I had Jared here pre-damaged a little bit because now both Gastrodon and Nidoking only see KOs into Maractus and not Talonflame. So what this allows me to do is Acrobatics will always 2-shot KO the Nidoking. So I'm going to hit it once, and I'm going to Spiky Shield, protecting Maractus from the 2 hits that it should always take. So Spiky Shield goes up. Acro. Yeah, Poison Jab. And Ice Beam. Perfect. Let's see, yeah. Appreciate you being in the chat here, Brooke. Even though you're the only one here, I appreciate you watching. Alright, so now again, Jared's still seeing guaranteed moves into itself, but Talonflame will now outspeed and KO the Nidoking. So Jared is only going to take Ice Beam. So I'm going to switch on the Ice Beam into Jaden, the Togedemaru, holding Aspia Berry in case I get frozen. So Acro takes out the Nidoking. Gastrodon goes for Ice Beam. Yep, there's the freeze. That's why I'm holding Aspear Berry. Alright, so now, with Gastrodon left, and Togedemaru being switched out, I can switch Talonflame back into Maractus as I fake out the Gastrodon, getting it to switch in for free. Alright. And now, since Maractus is switched back in, its special attack is now back to normal, and even with the Rindo Berry, Leaf Storm is a guaranteed KO into the Gastrodon here. And I can just switch Togedemaru just in case. So even with the Rindo Berry, this will always KO. Perfect. Alright, not too bad. See, this is why having a Protectmon for double battles is a huge help. Alright, so that's the second fight of 3 before Mirage Tower, so just one more left. The first 2 are pretty simple. This next one can be a little troublesome. So I did take a look at it. This next fight has a Skarmory lead with red card and Stealth Rocks and Spikes, so, and it has Sturdy. So it's basically guaranteed to set up Stealth Rocks, because of the red card. Basically, the way it works is that if you hit the Skarmory holding the red card, it'll switch your Pokemon out for a random one. So, but I think I have a pretty good plan for it. So, let's see here. What I'm gonna do here. Let's see. I'm gonna lead Infernape to bring it down to 1 as it sets up the Stealth Rocks. And then it'll switch into a random Mon, but whatever it switches into, I could just switch into Donphan to then KO with Rapid Spin, which will also get rid of the rocks. So if I do that, that would bring in... That should bring in Torterra. Because it's the next Mon that's slower but outdamages with Woodhammer. So I think the plan I was gonna do is I could switch into Torterra. Switch into Infernape and kill with Overheat. And then that would bring in that would always bring in Rhyperior for Drill Run. And then I could bring in Maractus on the Drill Run. KO with Leaf Storm. That'll bring in Beware for either Body Slam or Drain Punch. And then I'd want to get Infernape back in somehow. Let's see. Yeah, body slam. Let's see. I need to hold a cherry berry in case of paralysis, but let me see. Yeah, because crit body slam and crit wood hammer would for sure KO me. So I need to use something else instead. Let's see, I could use Masquerade or Talonflame instead. Let's see, if I use Masquerade. Let's see, you could also go for Leech Seed and Protect. But that should be fine. Let's see, Brooke, no, I don't have any mods. I'm still pretty new into streaming here. Let's see. Yeah, maybe I should use Talonflame because I could potentially get a burn proc on the switch. If I do that, that would bait in Beware for guaranteed body slam. So then I could switch that into Infernape. And then that would bring out Rhyperior. And then I could just KO with Maractus. Alright, so I think I got a line here. So I could bring let's see, what's be some good backups. I could bring Musharna and Masquerain for backups here. Alright, so I think we got a good game plan going here. Let's see, Masquerain over Togamaru. And then I was gonna lead Infernape. Let's see, did I need any items? I don't think so. Oh yeah, no, I needed Cherry Berry on my Infernape. How old am I? Asking a lot of questions there, Brooke. I'm turning 30 next month. No, that's alright. I'm just pointing it out. I don't normally have a lot of people in the chat, so still something kind of relatively new, interacting with different people. But I appreciate you being here. I hope your day's going well. Alright, let's see. Yeah, I was planning... Okay, yeah, instead of... C7? No, I won't laugh at that. But... I don't know if that's your actual age or not. Alright, let's see. Items. Yeah, I don't need one for Dawn Fan. I don't technically need it for Maractus. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think majority of students are starting back to school this week. Kale, go to you. Yeah, Kale with I should probably use Maractus for the flinch chances. Let's see if he has Leech Seed. Yes, Air Slash is still guaranteed 2-shot after Leech Seed. I can just give him a Citrus Berry just in case. Alright, I think that should be everything I need. This one I'm gonna have to play on the fly based on the switches. But again, this will be the last fight up until I make it to Mirage Tower, and then I get 2 more encounters. So why don't we make our way over there? Yeah, let me just triple check. Solid rock. Alright, I think we're good. Let's go ahead and get this last fight done here. So we got that guy first, these two, and then last one just up ahead here. Alright, so let me save. Alright. Let me triple check everything. See, cherry berry, citrus, and then nothing else really needs an item here. Alright, let's go ahead and do it. Alright, Camper Brandon would like to fight. Alright, so for this fight, the Skarmory here is holding a red card and has Stealth Rocks and Spikes. So the thing here is that because it has a red card, what happens is that if I hit it, my Pokemon will get randomly switched out for another one in my party. So what I'm gonna do is, right now it's guaranteed to set up Stealth Rocks. So I'm going to overheat it with my Infernape, and this will bring it down to 1 HP because of its sturdy ability. And then I'm going to randomly switch, but then whatever I switch into, I'm going to switch into Donphan. Ideally, I'd like for it to randomly switch into Donphan, but if not, I can just switch it in on the next turn. So I'll go for overheat here. Once again, brings it down to 1. And let's see what I switch into here. Alright, Musharna, that's fine. It's gonna set up Spikes. Perfectly fine. Alright, so now it should be, again, very likely to either set up Spikes or Stealth Rocks. So now I can just switch directly into Donphan. Oh, there is a chance that it could attack, so, but that's also fine too. Alright, so now what I can do, since it's at 1 HP, I can KO it with Rapid Spin. And that'll take it out while also getting rid of all the Spikes and Stealth Rocks if it sets it up. Like that. Alright, perfect. So Skarmory goes down, I get rid of all the Spikes and the Stealth Rocks. And now this should bring in Torterra next, I believe. Alright, so Torterra here has Leftovers and Leech Seed with Protect. So it's going to want to stall you out, but it should very likely go for Woodhammer here. So the plan here is I'm going to whittle it down, try to KO it with both either Masquerain or Talonflame. So I'm gonna go to Masquerain here. Ideally, I'd like for it to attack. Okay, perfect. Alright, so now from this point, 2 Air Slashes will guarantee KO even with Leech Seed and Leftover Recovery. So I'm going to go for Air Slashes just to get a chance for a flinch. If I flinch, that makes things a whole lot easier here. So let's see. Alright, that's fine too. Didn't set up Leech Seed, so it won't go for Protect. I could just KO it on the next turn. Alright, so I could go for Bug Buzz here just to guarantee the KO. Yeah, Protect's fine too. Alright, Sandstorm Chip. Recover a little bit, but this next one should do it. Alright, perfect. So Torterra goes down. Now, I believe this should bring in Beware. Oh, Rhyperior. Interesting. Alright, so let's see. With Rhyperior in... Oh yeah, because it sees a slow kill with Avalanche. So... what I could do here is... I want to KO this with my Maractus. So I'm going to switch this... into Musharna first to take the Avalanche. Like that. Alright, and now it sees highest damage into Musharna with Drill Run. So I can swap into Maractus, which will take that pretty well. Alright, then now Maractus simply one-shots this with Leaf Storm. Perfect. Alright, so far so good. So last mon here is gonna be Beware. And let's see, it should see highest damage with either Body Slam or Drain Punch. Either of which I could switch, be fine switching into Infernape. If it's Body Slam, I'm holding a Cherry Berry in case of paralysis. Alright, Drain Punch, that's even better. Alright, now I outspeed. And Overheat is a guaranteed KO. And that is the fight. Alright, perfect. Very clean. Alright, and with that, we now have access to the Mirage Tower, I believe. It should be up here. Or is it... yeah, it should be just up ahead. Let me see. It kind of spawns in randomly. Alright, well anyways... I've ever won 100 times. I mean, in general, I'm sure throughout my life, there's over 100 things that I've won in collection. So, for the Mirage Tower here, Each floor, there's 4 floors, and each floor has its own encounter table. And the one that I'm really trying to go for is either Excadrill or Crocodile. Those two would be huge gets. Because I don't need any more Psychic or Flying types, or I don't need Fighting Resists. That's usually what the other floors have. So there's a very good chance getting those. There's also a chance for Skorupi, which is really good. The only misses would be Claydol or Solosis, which the last time I got to Mirage Tower, it ended up being a Claydol, so ideally I'd like to get something else in this case. So yeah, and those are, I'm gonna try to roll the Synchronize to get a plus attack nature on whichever it is. Because I think for Excadrill and Crocodile, minus defense is not the worst. Getting plus attack though is really nice. So let me give a Lepa Berry to you. And let's go ahead and get onto Mirage Tower. So now I'm gonna get my encounter from the Mirage Tower, and then on the top of the tower there's a fossil which I can revive to get a random fossil Pokemon. So I'm gonna try to get that. I'm gonna also do that as well. Yeah, I'm not sure how the yeah, I appreciate you being here, Brooke. Yeah, I don't really expect a whole lot of people to be tuning in, but even if it's just 1 or 2 people, I appreciate the company. So, alright, there we go. Alright, so here's the Mirage Tower. And again, I'm trying to get the encounters on the first floor. Yeah. And what we're looking for is either Jilbur or Krokorok. Skorupi is good too. I really just don't want to see Baltoy or Solosis. So let's go ahead and see what we end up getting here. Alright, let's see. Something good. Alright, Lairon. That's not bad. Although I wouldn't want this to have minus defense. So, but this is still a good Pokemon. Another Steel type, definitely can't be mad at that. Okay, so why don't we start off with a quick ball here. Alright, there we go. Alright, Lairon. And it's a female Lairon. Let's see, Brooke, do you want to name this Pokemon here? The theme is all J names. So if you want to give me a female J name, I can name it for this one here. Yeah, for Nuzlocke, one of the things people do is having a nickname theme for all your encounters. So my theme is J names. There goes my Roomba. Let's see, what about let me see, what would be a good one here? There aren't that many. There's a lot more male J names than there are female J names. See, James? Let's see, well, it's female. I can go Jamie. See, actually, I'm gonna go Jezebel. That seems like a good one. Alright, so that's the first encounter. So now, at the top of the tower here, I'm able to get a fossil, but I think I need the mock bite for this here. Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna go back to Mauville and switch my bikes so I can get to the top here. Alright, let's see, let's get the mock bike here. Need that to get past the pitfalls for this. Alright. Alright, up ahead here. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know what's the deal with the Mirage Tower, like how it decides when to show up or not. It seems kind of random. Alright, nope. I think I gotta go all the way, let me see. We can go over here. This should reset it. Alright, there we go. Alright, so now we can go get across those pitfall traps. Not quite. Let's see. There we go. First one. Let's see, next one. Over here. Alright, and then, alright, here's the fossil. Alright, so and as soon as I grab the fossil, the Mirage Tower will collapse. And this fossil can be revived in Rustboro City to be a random fossil Pokemon. And depending on what you get, there's some really good ones that you can get here. Ideally, I want to get a fast rock type. So some of the ones I would really like, I would love to get an Archeops, Omastar, Aerodactyl, or Kabutops. In that order. The last time I got the fossil, I got a Bastiodon, which is also pretty good, but it's more of a defensive utility. I need some offense. Especially a fast rock type. So let's go ahead and see what we end up getting here. So let's make our way down. Oh. Go this way. Let's see, go here. Let's fast forward a little bit. Alright, so here's where we can do the revive. And I think it's this guy, I think. Yeah. Alright, so again, really, if I got an Arch in here, that would be really good. Yeah, Archeops or Omastar, those are the two I would really, really love to have. Or Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl would be fine too. Alright, so let's see. This is a big encounter here. Alright, Fossil Regenerator. Alright, so let's see. Let's see what we get here. For waiting. Also was... Ooh, Ammonite. Nice. Ammonite is a really good Pokemon. I will take it. It is a fast rock type, which is what I needed. I heard this thing's really good. I've never used it myself, but a lot of people who run this game say it's like a top tier encounter, so. Yeah, and for the lore, I'll name this guy Jesus. Alright, so now let's see. So because it was a fossil, it does have guaranteed to have 3 maxed out IVs. But natures are going to be really important here. So let's go see how good these guys are. Alright, so Laron. Let's see here. Lonely Rockhead. Rockhead's a good ability. Plus attack, very, very low defense. Alright, well, this goes along with all my defensive mons having minimum defense, but it should be fine. Not the best, but plus attack is good. Alright, so let's see the Ammonite here. Swift Swim. Swift Swim's good. Rash. Ooh, plus special attack. Okay, okay, this is a guy. Max special attack. That is huge. Yeah, this is... Alright, this is a guy. This is definitely a guy here. Yeah, we will take that for sure. No, you've been pretty much the only one here, Brooke. But again, I appreciate you tuning in. Alright, so I would say those are pretty successful encounters. There's definitely worse ones that I could have gotten. But yeah, I think with that, I've done what I wanted to do for this stream, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and end it there for today. So... yeah, well, I'm gonna go ahead and end there for now. Let's see, Brooke, appreciate you watching with me. I hope you have a great rest of the day. If you want to subscribe, tune in next time when I live stream. I definitely appreciate you in the chat. But yeah, pretty successful stream. So we'll pause here, and then when we come back, I'll continue on with the rest of the deserts. So yeah, appreciate everyone who watched. Yeah, thanks for the sub, Brooke. Really appreciate it. Alright, well, I'm gonna sign off. See y'all next time.